if you want to check and make sure I think I have to actually kick it off on my Facebook, right?
I think so. But while we're waiting, we'll do a little intro here because that gets replayed on the YouTube. Might even be seeing us now. So hello, folks. How
Probably.
you doing?
Hey, welcome back
TJ and Plato, and we are recovering from a
live.
busy weekend.
We are. Let me
You
make
might say
sure
like
it's
Dan.
going live.
You might say like Danny Glover, we're getting too old for the. We're not going to say that. You're only as young as you feel, and I'm about 132.
Let's see. Are you able to see? Is it?
Not yet. So we're still stumbling, bumbling with the live stream, and we're as soon as we see it on Facebook, we'll share it, and we'll get into. We're going to recap our weekend. We went to Fan Expo New Orleans. TJ went to the Abita Springs International Film Festival. I slept a lot. Okay, dead air.
I'm trying. I
I
don't.
know, I know, I know you're trying. It's just I've noticed, that once we share it out on YouTube, this will still be there. The Facebook might take a second. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean the. It's all right.
Okay,
People usually have starting screens and going
we're
through
gonna
the
get there.
motions in the beginning, getting things set up anyway. It's all good.
Yeah, we'll get some titles going.
Take people a few minutes to filter in. As you said, it was a very busy but productive weekend.
There's a lot of
I,
cold as a witch's here in New Orleans.
mm-hmm.
It's I like the cold. I can deal with cold when I have some snow to make it happy. You know how
Yeah,
much I love snow, and we
I
didn't
do.
get it. And we're gonna get colder next week.
Yeah,
So it's gonna feel like it's 14 is the last thing I saw.
my family will be traveling soon to a swim meet out of town, and it's supposed to snow while they're there.
Oh wow! How you gonna swim in the
And
cold? That pond
indoor,
gonna be frozen over?
indoor heated pool.
Oh, nice. Well, I don't see it, so I'm not gonna mess with sharing it on Facebook. I'll share it after.
I I I kicked. Flipped the switch. It, whoops! It should be live. Did you go to my page?
I did. I did. Oh, it just went. I just saw it. There it goes. Okay.
I think when I hit save, that's what made the difference.
You
All
can
right, your
hear me
phone's
playing with
causing
it.
some interference.
Sorry about that. That's me on the phone. Boom. How you like my old man glasses, folks? How do I look like that?
You look very studious.
Ooh, Studious. Sharing it on my regular page, and I am done playing around. Let's talk. Oh, drop my phone. Oh no. Hopefully it's okay.
Let's talk about the weekend. Fan Expo New Orleans. NOLA Film Scene got invited to do a panel at Fan Expo, and doing a panel at a convention is something we've been talking about since we started this podcast.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a step in the right direction. Maybe in the near future we'll have our own table or even run our own panel.
Yeah.
And we also ran into a bunch of friends while we were there. We'll talk about the panel first though.
Yeah.
We were invited by Russ Stevens. He goes by Cat Bus Russ,
Cat Bus Rust.
and it his show is a mouthful, but let me read it.
Okay.
His show is I Did Crazy Flicks presents 90 for Chill the podcast. So
Yeah.
we did the panel and we talked about crazy films.
Yeah. His premise is film should be 70 to 90 to 100 minutes. Should be short films. Cut out the fluff. Don't. There are films that expand and they're trying to make their time limit and you know Get to the story, tell the point, entertain the people, keep them thrilled, keep them invigorated.
Yeah. There are some films that I think need longer lengths.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine Gone with the Wind being shorter than what it is.
right.
You know, some of these classic movies, I couldn't imagine them telling the story shorter than that.
Yeah,
But that said, I think there is a lot of fluff in some movies. And doing these film festival competitions that we've been doing, where the films have to be between 4 and 7 minutes, it's kind of opened my eyes up to the fact that you got to be succinct when you're telling your story. And if you can tell a whole story in 7 minutes, you can tell a whole story in an hour and a half
yeah. It's
for
all
the
about
most
the
part.
writing.
That's right. That's right. It comes down to the writing and, of course, the editing and the pacing of it.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of films that could adjust their pacing and maybe be a little bit shorter. Hang on.
Okay.
You want to take it for just
Oh, sure, sure. So this is like, oh, I don't know, my 10th convention going. I've been going since like 2010. Hell, maybe that's 14 now. Wow. But anyway, New Orleans has a convention every January. And I got to meet Grey Delisle, the voice of Daphne, among so many other things. And that's a thrill for me. And I actually did a couple of interviews, but I think my mic was cutting out. I don't think I'll be able to use it. And it's breaking my heart. But I did get a cool picture because I wore this Scooby Doo shirt that's a mashup with Dungeons and Dragons, you know. And I had a Scooby hat and I brought her Scooby snacks and she was thrilled. I met Scott Ennis, who's been the voice of Scooby Doo for years. Not right now, I think it's Frank Welker, but still, it's awesome. Couple Supermen, Tim Daly and George Newbern. And who else did? Oh, have you seen my picture with Gollum himself?
yes.
So last year for the Lord of the Rings, three of the hobbits came, and I brought ring pops, just like we had when we were kids. Although they don't fit on my finger anymore. And so there was like three guests and then three of us, and we're all holding ring pops, and it was a fun picture. So when Andy Circus was coming to town, I did a little research, and that's where I bought it. It's like a half a foot big ring pop. One ring pop to rule them all. And he loved it. He was very thrilled. He even took the podcast card. So you never know. Eh,
You never know. It would be pretty cool if we could sit down and talk to him.
yes. And I asked Gray, I asked Scott, I was asking a few other people. Uh, my friend Jim Vess and I, which you know, Jim, he and I worked together and did the four-person Back to the Future cast photo. And like bringing the ring pop, I always bring a prop to plus the picture. So Jim, when he's on set, he folds origami dollars, and people love him. He saw Giancarlo Esposito again, and Giancarlo remembered his name because not only did he work on a show with him, he talked to him at another fan expo, and the dude just loves him, you know. And Jim, of course, was thrilled by that. But we couldn't hand anything to the Back to the Future cast, which makes a lot of sense, you know. I was thinking one for speed, but also if I have a germ on, I hand to Michael J. Fox and his system is, compromised. I wouldn't want to be the guy to hurt him. I did get to just lean in. I said, "My dad had Parkinson's. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you." And he turned. He struggled a little bit to turn because we were standing behind him. They were all in chairs. He said, "Okay, thanks." So I had my tiny, tiny moment with him.
Yeah. So Michael J. Fox was my wife's high school. That she was, he was her first movie star crush. You know, when she was a teenager,
Yeah.
and it was exciting for her to walk by and see his booth, and you know, she saw him just briefly,
Yeah.
so that was pretty cool. Seeing the
And
DeLorean, I don't think
yeah.
it was the actual DeLorean, but it was certainly set up just like it. Was
Yeah.
really cool.
Years ago, I took a picture in the DeLorean pre beard. So you can pay, you get your photo with that. This was your first convention, wasn't it?
I've been to comic book conventions before.
Uh huh.
I lived in San Diego for a long time, but it's been a long time.
Nice.
long time since I've been to one, and I had a good time. I only went Friday. I had kind of a full weekend. Before we did our panel, I got to walk around a good bit. Ran into our good friend Josh Young, MC Popsicle.
MC Popsicle.
Yep. Need to go check him out. Check out his comic books. Who else did we run into?
Well, we ran into another podcaster who we finally all met in person, Jennifer Valerie and Aaron, the misadventures of Team AJ.
Yeah,
And while they were interviewing me, because we didn't see you come up, I pulled you in. So we
yeah.
both got on screen for a little bit.
I got a video. I video bombed it,
It was fun.
but it was you dragging me into it. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. I don't know. Have they posted it yet?
They
I don't
have
know.
posted it. They have posted.
Yeah,
I'll make sure you get it. I'll send it to you again. They said I could use a clip in our social medias. So I'll be releasing that soon.
that's cool. We need to circle back with them and talk about doing a collaboration.
Yeah. And they can help us with the live events too. I think
Yeah,
that's 2025. We've got to get out there.
yeah.
There are
Eh,
two more conventions coming to New Orleans. Well, New Orleans area or adjacent. Galaxy Con will be in July. And that's same place in the New Orleans Convention Center. And then Scott Ennis is throwing Cajun Con in Gonzales in December. Did I lose you? Okay. Sorry, I didn't know what was going on.
No, I was hearing some interference. I think it was my phone. I thought it was
Gotcha.
out of reach and shouldn't have been doing that. But
How dare you? How dare you do the interference? So we're going to have some more chances to get out there. Maybe we need to just make a NOLA film scene convention. That's what I want to do for a table. Not only NOLA film scene, us, the podcast, but have other actors who don't go to cons and we can promote it there. I think we can get, how to become to these class, how to get to these classes, how to work background. You know what I mean? You're locally, you like watching, now start doing.
how many people have we heard say that they would like to get into acting, but they don't even know where to start? And I was in the same boat. And if it wasn't for people like you and other friends that I've met along the way to show me the way, I don't know. I don't know that I would have gotten here.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let's see. Oh, the panel. Who I'm trying to remember who else we ran into that night. You, of course, every 5 feet, somebody else knew you and
Yeah.
stopped us and talking and
Neither one of us saw Miss Ooh La La. She was there Saturday. I bailed early Saturday. It was like 2 p.m. The convention went to like 7 or 8, and there's after events. And I was dog tired.
yeah,
Skipped Sunday completely, was totally tired. But she was getting her costume inspected, and then I never circled back.
gotcha.
So that would be another advantage of a table so people would know where to find you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I wouldn't
yeah.
mind if I thought of an app, it would be weird. So you and I are friends. We're on this app. When we enter the convention, it can tell us how far apart we are. So if you want to, like, you'd have a checklist. I want to see TJ. Hey, I saw TJ. But it'd be like find your phone, but
Find
maybe
my
a little bit too
friends.
much.
Yeah, we'll see. We can talk. We'll talk about it offline. I got a
Hey,
couple ideas.
we'll make it, sell it, just a few bucks, just enough so we can quit our day jobs. Oh,
Yeah,
please. That's all I need.
yeah.
And did you do anything else this weekend?
I did. Yeah, yeah. So I wasn't able to make it back to Fan Expo on Saturday. Sunday, the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Abita Springs International Film Festival was going on, of course, over in Abita, and they put on a great festival. I didn't make it to the other days, just too much packed into the weekend. I went to the afternoon block on Sunday, and the film that we were in that you won Best Actor for, A Man from Bandera by Matt Carroll, was shown in that block. So it was really cool to have a film that I was in that festival. In that block, there were some really, really good films. There was a documentary about the French Quarter, and I'm going to read this so I
Want to
don't
get them
booger up the
names right?
title.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called "Wasted: Over Tourism in the French Quarter," and it was by local actor Laura Cayuette. Very, very incredible film. It talked about all the tourism, how tourists come in and don't respect the French Quarter. They leave trash, and one of the things they said, if you're a local and you fall down drunk and lay there, that's one thing. But if you're an out of towner, don't don't come and puke on our sidewalks and pass out in
Or
the
use it
street.
as a bathroom.
But they talked about the infrastructure, and all of those buildings are incredibly old, and they're not made to support modern infrastructure, and all the traffic that goes through there is literally shaking the mortar loose from the bricks of some of these buildings. And they touched on the collapse of the Hard Rock Cafe or Hard Rock Casino Hotel that was being built, and it was too big of a building for the small space that they were trying to build it in. I guess they got in abeyance, and they were trying to go up and out, and it just wasn't stable. But that was a very, very good film. And then another local film was A Touch of Magic by Shane Lecoq, our friend. And
Yeah.
we had a lot of friends that were in that film. And Lance Nichols, of course, won Best Actor for the festival. Our friend Anne Mahoney won Best Actress.
Hmm.
And A Touch of Magic, that was the first time I've seen it. It was really, really good. Very well done.
Yeah.
Very well written, very well directed, very well acted. I really enjoyed that film.
Shane's been touring the circuit. He's been getting a lot of awards.
Yeah, it's a good film. Really good film. I got to see him briefly on Sunday and talk to him.
And let
So,
me pause you. We got
yeah,
our really it might even be our second chat, but our first for today. Hey Andrew, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. We got a chat person. Woohoo! We're moving on. We got a panel. We got a chat.
I'm not seeing it on the chat. It
Live stream chat.
should be showing up on the multi. Yeah, there it is. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, cool. So I didn't want to interrupt your flow.
I forgot what I was saying now.
You were talking about how Touch of Magic was it won the I think it's best writing, best screenplay. I forget, but it won an award.
It did win,
My
and
apologies, Shane, for not knowing that.
yeah, Shane, I'm sorry. It was a great film. Really enjoyed it. What else? I think that was the weekend. It doesn't sound like much, but
No,
there was
well,
a lot going
like
on.
I said, I bailed about 2:30 in the afternoon, got home at 3, and I slept for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
I think it was, and I didn't really do a lot. I did walk around and taking selfies, took a ton of selfies. But the
No,
cold
say
here
it
in New
isn't so.
Orleans, huh?
I
What you?
said no, no.
No.
Say it isn't so.
Some I was taking one like I paid for with the Superman, Tim Daly, George Newbern, separately. And somebody goes, "You want me to hold the camera?" And I was like, "Okay." Other people like that's can you pay for the full body shot? But mostly it's like I do selfies. What are you talking about? you know. And the cold air, I think, because of my asthma, and it wasn't bad, but it saps your strength, and I was laid out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Also, if my cosplay had come in, I had ordered some pieces to bring back Doctor Who. That I have. Well, instead of going for one of the new ones, because I had a fez with a lighted fleur de lis, the Tom Baker hat, a Saint scarf, a new jacket, and then I bought these tights that look like the solar system. But in
Uh.
my shape, I'm not going to just wear those. So I bought these shorts that look like the TARDIS. It's
Uh.
so cool. And it's probably going to arrive sometime later this week. Oh,
Yeah.
and
Well, maybe for Galaxy Quest then.
maybe Galaxy Con.
That's yeah. What I
Galaxy
say?
Quest, I'm there.
What I say?
For this, you say Galaxy Quest like the show. Um, so I had come up. you don't. You told me you didn't watch the newer stuff, but they had an episode with adiposes. So you would take this pill, and your fat would become creature. That's how you lost weight. And I found it was a little squeeze one. So I called him Tuesday the Adipose. Tuesday the Fat Tuesday, the companion to Dr. Hudat.
Okay,
So for
that
this
makes
one,
sense.
I found a plush version of an adipose. I lightly decorated him. I haven't sewn this into it. So this is the new
Okay,
Tuesday,
yeah,
and the smaller one will be Monday. Fat Tuesday and Fat Monday, Lundi Gras and Mardi Gras.
yeah.
You know, so they should make their appearance at GalaxyCon, but stay tuned and find out.
I mean, you could always test fire them at Mardi Gras, like Mardi Gras proper, where
Yeah,
when you're out on the street.
you would have to get me out of the house for Mardi Gras. Most, I tell you what, because I clean bars, and one of them, Wrong Iron on the Greenway, is right near the Endymion route. So cleaning up that Sunday is like a 12-hour job if I'm by myself. It's
Yeah,
and like last year, I just took a picture of the trash. Hey, it's my job. And I clicked it. I posted. I said, "Man, people can be disgusting." And somebody jumped on my feed. He was like, "Well, at least you got a job. You shouldn't." I'm like, "I'm doing my job. I'm just having kind of fun with it." And it's like, click, block, go away. You know what I mean? You can't even make a little stupid joke. But anyway,
yeah. I don't even know what to say to that.
it is what it is. So basically, by the time Mardi Gras comes around, I have to be motivated to go. Otherwise, I'm like, I'm probably going to stay in. I'm
Yeah,
getting a little old for it, Shunny. Hey, but if I have a place and there's a bathroom close, that's a plus. You know what I mean? Ain't no place to pee on Mardi Gras Day.
that's a fact. That's a fact. I think I've told you before. I used to ride with the New Orleans Shriners Motorcycle Escort Unit, but
Yeah,
we never rode. At least when I was riding, we never rode on Mardi Gras Day. We had that day off, to spend with our families. But every other parade before that, I remember we would leave a parade, downtown New Orleans, and then have to rush to the West Bank for one, or from the West Bank over to Metairie,
yeah,
Slidell to New Orleans. We were all over the place, but not on Mardi Gras Day, and that's hours because you have to get there a couple hours before the parade starts, and of course they never start on time because the one before it got delayed. And some of those routes, there's no bathroom. There's no porta potties along the routes in New Orleans. They may do it now, at least back then there wasn't.
right.
So if you had to go, we'd just ride up ahead of the parade and find people partying. Hey, can I use your bathroom? Yeah, man, come on in. You want a beer? You want a what's the drink at Pat O'Brien's?
Hurricane.
You want a hurricane? You want a daiquiri? I'm like,
Yeah.
no, riding a motorcycle, not the best idea, but thank
No,
you.
no. Ooh, you got Popeyes? I'm staying.
Because then I'd have to stop 16 more times if I if I
Yes, sir.
had a
Yes, sir.
beer. But Metairie parades, they have porta potties out, so
Right.
you could ride up and stop and run in.
Well, when I was in high school, I was in the Archbishop Rummel band. And my first parade, we were the first band. So we stepped out of Clearview parking lot for a 7 mile parade, and the urge to use the bathroom hit me, and not the easy one. And we had the full suits. So I'm marching, I'm okay. And I kind of know the parade route, and I said, okay, the porta potty's here. When we stop, I'll jump out and, turn here. We never stopped because we were the first band, excuse me. And then we had to do parade rest where you kick your leg out. That's a test of your strength, and I'm going to leave it at that to your imagination. And when we got to one near Burger King it was right past Causeway, which a lot of people don't live around here. Don't they don't care about that. But anyway, I saw it, I knew it, and they were kicking off, and I was like, well, I got 5 minutes. I can go in there, but I'd have to unrobe in a porta potty with the tails. Try not to. Wasn't worth it. So boom, got through the whole parade. I was fine. Well, I wasn't fine, but I was in control. Maybe I'll have a second. All right, get on the bus. We're going back to school. Okay, I'm in control. We get back there. We got a bathroom, and all the girls were in line to change to go out that night. I was like, son of a. And then my dad was there for the ride home. I am pleased to say I made it in control all the way home. Photo finish. It was all done. That might be when everything broke after that. I'm not sure. the the other thing you're talking about not having to ride on Mardi Gras Day. We didn't march on Mardi Gras Day, and you could tell the out of town bands because their tubers aren't covered with sheets. So
to keep the
because while they're
bees from
marching,
going in.
everybody is throwing.
Uh
You see them
huh.
turning, they're shaking it out. Yeah, yeah. So
I'd be lying if I said I never tried as a kid. I think everybody.
I never did that. Oh,
All right. I think we could probably wrap it.
I think so. We had a great time this weekend, folks. You know, we look forward. I can speak for a living, right? Look forward to doing more events like that and bringing you special talks like this. And I guess I'm out of speak because I can't talk no more. Take us out, TJ.
Well, thanks for joining us. This episode will be up tomorrow, and then next week I think next week we're going to post the uh, the panel that
The
we
panel.
did
Yeah.
at Fan Expo New Orleans, and then after that we'll be back to our regular guests that we've recorded with.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, folks. See you then.
Let me just go in and make sure all these live streams